Monday I went to Canberra, was there in the chamber, Prime Minister, the opposition leader, a number of other speeches that were very touching, quite powerful. And I was sitting next to someone who was saved on the night of the Hanukkah massacre. And he said to me that he's thinking, the fact that he was saved, what does that say? You know, the question is asked, why Moshe Rabbeinu, is called Moshe, which is the name that the daughter of Pharaoh gave him when she took him out of the Nile. His parents must have given him a name on the 8th day of his birth, on the bris. As a matter of fact, to say, just tell us his name was either Tuvia or Yonason or other names like that. So why is it that we choose the name that the daughter of Pharaoh gives him, not the name his own parents gave him, to be what he's known by? There was a rabbi who went to Yad Vashem in Israel, and he was in the special room that they made for children who perished in the Holocaust. It's like a dome. You go into a room, there's many stars up in the sky, and he was in this room, and you hear the names, the haunting names of every one of the children and where they came from. And he couldn't stay there long, and he walks out and he thinks to himself, this is in the 90s. He says, I am that age. If I would have been in Europe at that time, one of those names would have been mine. I got lucky that my parents took me to America, and that's why I survived. He thinks to himself and he says, so if I survived, there's a reason I'm here. There's a purpose. There's a mission that I must do. And this is indeed the answer to the story of Moses. Moshe Rabbeinu is saved from the Nile. The Nile had crocodiles. The Nile had hippopotamus. And the daughter of Pharaoh takes him from the Nile, saves him. So God reveals himself to Moses in the burning bush, and he says, Moses, Moses, Moshe, he says to Moshe, saying to God in this discussion, God, send someone else. Who am I? I got a speech impediment. I can't do it this way, that reason. And God says, no, I'm calling you Moshe to realize that you were saved for a reason, for a mission, for a purpose. This is your destiny. That's how you were saved. And so, go to Pharaoh and take my people out. And this is indeed the sentiment that this fellow I was sitting next to shares with me, that he was saved. So he must have a very important mission to do. Those who are gone also have a mission. They're teaching as they passed from the way they lived. We're learning from them. We have the 15 for 15 mitzvahs for Bondi campaign, each one associated with one of the victims. Learning from them the value of generosity and kindness and spirituality and so on. Honoring parents. Beautiful life of a child. We're learning from them as well. But we who are here, every one of us is saved. Yes, we might not have been there that moment, but we could have, or that attack could have happened somewhere else. So if we are here, we have a mission. It's telling us we have a destiny and a purpose. Let's grab it, grab the moment, do whatever we can to make our society and the world better through acts of loving kindness, acts of giving, acts of spirituality, thereby bringing more light into this world, and that will extinguish the darkness.